Hey y'all. So I heard you were looking for some confirmation. I've got 3 piles here in front of me. This is pile 1. This one is pile 2. And this one is pile 3. So if you need some time to pick your pile or piles, you can pause this video. I did go ahead and pull the cards for this first pile here, but I have not drawn any other cards for the other 2, just because I'm going to have to shuffle those cards back into the deck and then shuffle it out. So if you need more time, pause the video. I'm gonna go ahead and start with pile 1, which is this one. And I'll just move these over to the side. All right. So you had some that popped out, pile 1, that popped out and were in the face up position. And then I also grabbed bottom of the deck energy too, because I do read that. It does tie into the rest of the readings. But first off, we're going to go ahead and start with this one here. And this says intuition. Okay, so intuition is the little tug that pulls you towards your light. So you are very connected. You're very in tune. One of the cards that was bottom of the deck energy is the Hawk Prince, and that is spirit communication and paying attention. So are you paying attention to your intuition? You're very, very connected. I get definitely that you're a medium, like me. You probably get visited by spirits and know about it as well, as long as you're paying attention. There's communication that came out with the word Lord, okay? And it's so communication is twice in both cards, okay? So are you paying attention to that little nudge of what your intuition is telling you? Is this confirmation for you that you're a medium, perhaps? We have Sisters of the Seasons, Cycles of Growth, Natural Law, Divine Order. And I see these people are like up in the trees, and it looks like they're up in the clouds. I do notice with you, group 1, it's kind of hard to, it feels like the mind is just so scattered, and it's really hard to focus and just bring it down. And so maybe, maybe you need to journal. Maybe you need to talk with your loved ones in spirit about helping you with what you can focus on the most, rather than, this says divine order. You need to bring an order to things. Things are quite chaotic, especially in the mental right now. I'm gonna light a candle and see if that helps some. Let's see. It always helps me to have candles lit, and I didn't have any lit because, yeah, I just didn't even think about it. All right, there we go. That helps. Candles to me are very grounding, so maybe it will help if you light a candle and just sit for a little while. Work on some breathing. I feel like you might be a really anxious person. There is the purple here for the crown, and amethyst is the crystal that's mentioned here. So maybe you struggle with anxiety. Maybe that's where all the scattered mind comes from, is too many thoughts. You might be stuck in your head. And you know, again, with the word Lord, I get with journaling. Maybe journaling will definitely help you. Okay. And then we have the sacred union, partnership, and romance. Now, I don't get that this is a love message. I get that this is your partnership with, because it's sacred, with the divine. I get that the divine is trying to work with you. It seems like you're building something, like you're working on building up something, and they just want to work with you and make sure that you're on the same page. Page with the book here. And make sure that you're on the same page and working towards the same thing. And maybe you've tossed around different ideas and you've not been sure. And they're saying, you know, talk with them. There's just so scattered, the scattered ideas up in the clouds up here. Like this person here is up in the clouds. Your brain is up in the clouds, and you need some more discernment and figuring out like what belongs to you and what does not. We all have family that looks after us and helps us. We all have spirit guides that help us. We have nature spirits that help us. You know, she's in the trees. Maybe spend some time underneath a tree or in a tree. You know, maybe there's a little bit of touching on healing your inner child and being more childlike. It may help you generate some creativity and help you feel less blocked. Family, look at their family. I said you can connect with your family. We all have spirits that have passed on, that are loved ones, that, you know, still look out for us even after they've passed. So connect with your family. And you can see in both of these pictures, there's people holding each other, you know. This gentleman is holding her, but they're holding hands in this picture, okay? So you're not alone. You do have family around you and family that you can call on. I'm also noticing there's the birds up in the sky in this one, and you got the hawk prince. So if you feel like birds are, like you can communicate with birds, you can give them messages, and they are actually messengers. They come by, and if you can just, you know, look out the window and just relax, you'll be able to pick up on the messages that they bring to you. We have clarity. Yes, they can help you bring in clarity. Things are coming full circle too for you. Group 1. I see the circles here. Things are coming full circle for you. Some things that you might have, look, cycles of growth. So it's how things go. They cycle around. I get like some of the things that maybe you threw out in the past are coming back around. Now, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about like projects. Like maybe you did start working on a book or poetry or journaling, and then you stopped. Or maybe even music. I get music because they have a musical instrument here as well. Maybe you started writing music and you just, something happened and you kind of threw it out. This is confirmation that maybe you need to get back into it. We also have manifestation and lighten your load, okay? So with the manifestation card, you know, this is a message, and again with the big moon in the back, this is a message that, you know, you are intuitive with that moon. Listen to your intuition. There are things that you have manifested that are being brought in. You know, it's harvest time. But if you're not receiving right now what you had been wishing for a while back or working towards a while back, maybe you need to pick things back up to get that stagnant energy out. If you're someone who is being stuck in your head, it might help if you get up and start walking, or if just journal down every single thought that comes to your mind, and it can help you bring about some clarity. You might be able to find out some things about yourself that you weren't aware of as well. That happens to me with journaling too. I realize some of my feelings aren't actually what I thought they were when I journal. And this lighten your load, it's talking about connecting with your family, connect with spirit, talk with the spirits, you know, talk with the earth. If you feel drawn to going outside and sitting with a tree and just communicating, you know, this is definitely a sign, a confirmation to do so. You are going to end up receiving clarity. You're going to end up receiving the help. They're going to help lighten the load. It feels like you have so much on your plate, and it feels like you have so much weight going on, especially on your shoulders, that the world is on your shoulders is what it feels like to me. Some of you might be struggling with communicating how you feel and struggling with communicating your thoughts. My neighbor's dog is going off. And I'm trying to listen. You know, our companion animals, cats and dogs definitely, you know, they're very in tune with people's needs, what people are needing. And, you know, even if they haven't been through that training of being service animals, they can still be of service to us, and what we need. So spend some time with your dog. Maybe your dog is part of your family. You know, talk with your dog. Your dog can guide you as well, whether they're here in the physical or whether they're in spirit. And they can help lighten the load too, believe it or not. And partnership as well. Maybe some people in this group have a dog that has passed and we're looking for signs if their dog is okay. And yes. I was mesmerized by the rainbows that are coming through. I have little things on my window and I just keep getting the rainbows all over me. But also in the clarity card, there's rainbows. And it's so very clear with the rainbows, see? And then the beauty card here, I get with this, it's the reflection. Like, spend some time reflecting on what it is you truly want to manifest, and then bring that in. Toss up the ideas. Do I really want this? Do I not really want this? I said in the beginning of the reading that there was some tossing around some ideas. And, the spirits are, of course, saying it's up to you. But they just want you to communicate with them, and for you to communicate with yourself and be clear with yourself, with the clarity card, on what it is you truly want. Because things are coming full circle, and it is harvest time. So they want you to just be able to make that decision and using your intuition. Don't doubt yourself. Your intuition is right. And it's not going to lead you astray. And neither are your family members and none of your passed on loved ones are going to guide you wrong. And they are there. They are in union with you, always. And you do have birds. You do have spirit animals. We had the dog. I don't know if you were able to hear it on camera, but the dog barked for just a little bit and then stopped. And so they definitely had something to say. And it was that you can rely on the dogs as well if you have one, or if one has passed. So those are messages that I have for you, Group 1. I hope that was helpful. I really hope that brought you some clarity. Like with the card, it seems like you were looking for some clarity, some confirmation on, if you should do that or not do that. And I hope that this was helpful for you. I am going to shuffle these cards back into the deck and move on to pile 2. You have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. Bye. All right, so those of you who chose this one, this is Group 2. All right, and we have chakra balance and harmony. All right, harmony makes the song of life sweeter. All right, ooh, there we go. We have psychic abilities and you're finding out your psychic abilities. You're finding out what your chakras can do too. Or maybe you're finding out what chakras are. It jumped, but it didn't come out. I see here she's got that third eye popping. You got that third eye popping. Group 2, have you been having some wild dreams? I feel like this group it's got the eye dreams, seeing things. Maybe you see spirit animals of yourself and other people's. See, I feel like I gotta reach in and pull it out. So some of you might have to dig deep on looking for some things. Finding. I just noticed justice and travel. Okay, so the justice card. Some of you might be dealing with like court. or like some sort of judgment. And you're finding out the truth about some things. Some of you, wow. Some of you could be using your gifts and abilities to bring justice to yourself and others. Like some of you are just that good. Okay. And then travel, I get with this is like with the psychic abilities, okay, is your psychic travel. Having some psychic visions, having dreams, especially prophetic dreams. Dreams that you may have had a while back as a child, but make sense now. What do we got on the bottom? Fertility. Okay, so maybe you can have dreams where, you know, like if you've had dreams where you've given birth or you've had children that maybe you didn't hear in the physical, that could be a sign that you're a manifester. Like you're very creative is what the fertility means. You're someone that can bring about lots of ideas, lots of projects, you know, like some people view their projects and the things that they work on as their little babies, you know. This group very much, we vibe together here. You know, I had dreams when I was a child that they came across as nightmares, but you know, now that I'm older, it makes so much more sense. It's like, I think you're a dream decoder, or like a dream analyst in group 2. You're definitely psychic with the psychic abilities card. That's just, like, I'm just so much in awe of that card. And the altar, priestess, preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. Okay, so again, like you're natural with this. You could be a natural witch, and if you don't align with being called a witch, you know, it's just you are incredibly psychic. I wouldn't be surprised if you were telepathic as well. But they are saying, you know, you've got everything. You've got it all. You've got, and it's the harmony of all of it. You're so open. I know group 1, you know, we had discussed that they are mediums and you are also, but I get with you, there's more like, you can do so much more with your dreams and with your third eye than group 1 could do. Okay. Now, if you were called to group 1 and you didn't watch it, go ahead and go and watch that one. After this one, of course. But the cosmos, creativity. Remember what I was saying with the fertility card? That you're a creative person? Well, that's just even more confirmation. Like you get these ideas, and these ideas might not entirely come from you. They might be coming from the spirits around you. And don't be fearful of that, okay? Because we all have loved ones that have passed on that look after us, and they come to us in our dreams or in our sleep while we're sleeping. And they help us with ideas. They help guide us. So the cosmos, I get that from you. And also, again, with the traveling, spiritual travel for you. Like, you've probably woke up feeling like you were traveling somewhere outside of your body while you were asleep. You might have thought it was dreams, but it wasn't dreams. You were actually, like, your consciousness was actually out and about with the spirits of the world, you know, and not all of them have passed away. Some of those spirits that you encounter are living like us as well. And you can actually communicate with them and learn from them too. The Spirit Whisperer. Look at okay, divine guidance and higher knowing, what I was saying about our loved ones. And also, like, the Spirit Whisperer, I was just talking about how you can talk to them and learn from them, okay? There is an owl here. So you also, I mentioned having the ability to see or communicate with animals, whether they're living or past. You have that ability to be able to communicate in general. Okay. And the Queen of Light, illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. Okay. This is, again, oh, wow. Look at this Justice card, how her hands are out like that. And then the Queen of Light, how her hands are out like that, okay? That's like, it gives me the vibes, it makes me think of Jesus, okay? Like Jesus on the cross, how the hands were out, okay? And the light is coming from it. That's where our star chakras are. You can very much be a Reiki healer. You know, that's where we heal people with energy, cosmic energy, you know, cosmos. We can heal people with energy with our hands. And we actually don't even have to be in the same room as them. And we don't have to put our hands on them. We can actually go and travel via our consciousness and heal them, or just do it at a distance. We can think about them and heal them, look at a picture and heal them. We don't actually have to go and place our hands upon other people to heal them. But this is just your confirmation. Like, if you didn't know, spirits want you to know that you're capable of this. This is like untapped, unlocked potential that you have. Something that you naturally can do. And it wouldn't take much training at all. You might automatically, intuitively know how to do it. But that is something, you know, I get. And with the Justice card, it does bring healing. It is justice. And justice is healing. So it's like the flip-flop of the two. It's, you know, so powerful. And also another message that I got with the cosmos here. I'm pulling it closer to you so you can see it. But the moon is like breathing out, and it's like magic, okay? So I get that you're a great communicator, right? There was the Spirit Whisperer, and look, she's even got like bubbles coming out of her mouth in this card. Okay, your voice, the way you communicate, the way that you speak to people is so healing. And I feel like that's something that you need to know about. It needs to be, you need to have this awareness, right? And harmony makes the song of life sweeter, okay? So if you are a musician and you're singing, like a singer, you know, whether you record your singing or not, just know that your singing is healing. And if you go outside and like maybe sit under the tree and sing, you're healing nature. It makes me about brought tears to my eyes. So maybe, you know, you bring tears to people's eyes because you just sound so amazing and you're just so healing. You embody healing to your core. And then on the bottom of this deck, I didn't pull this card until now because I had forgotten, but the Spiral Dancer. So the circuitous route and perception, it has to do with the eyes, right? And like back with the third eye. And then maybe you're a singer and a dancer, but what I get, see the light in her hands, you bring healing. There's the light in the hands here on this one. You bring healing to people. You bring light to people, and even on the altar priestess, like she's got light in her hands, okay? You are a light worker. You walk in the depths of darkness and bring about the brightest of healing. Whether it's your voice, whether it's the way that you move, whether it's your hands, you are an incredible healer. And I get that spirits don't want you to give up on that, okay? So if you were needing confirmation on, you know, if you're psychic, yes. If you needed confirmation on, you know, whether you're a dream worker or an astral worker or a light worker, the answer is yes. Are you able to bring about justice to families and to people in general through your healing? Yes. Should you be dancing and singing for a living, whether it's to heal yourself or heal others? The answer is yes. Group 2, you are so gifted and such beautiful souls. And like, it just brings tears to my eyes. I'm trying not to cry. This group, you are so emotional and heart-based, and I can feel that. You are so loving and so important, and the spirits just don't want you to give up on that. So I hope that this brought you what it needed, group 2. I hope that this gave you the confirmation that you needed. I am going to go ahead and shuffle these back into the decks and move on to group 3. Thank you very much for watching this reading. I hope that this was beneficial to you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope I get to read for you again sometime in the future. All right, bye. Take a drink real quick, group 3. Well, group 3 at 33 minutes, huh? You're right on time. All right. So those of you who chose this card, okay, it says follow your instincts, okay? They lead to the truth and destiny, right? And we got that third eye chakra. All right, so your eye is open. You probably have some dreams, some visions going on. Just needed another drink real quick. Maybe you go around needing multiple drinks or a drink all the time. Super thirsty. That's typically a sign of a channeler as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get these cards pulled. Sun Dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance. That is such a beautiful card. So you're a divine dancer. And with the Destiny card here, yeah, Hawk Prince, spirit communication. Okay. So if you feel like busting out a move and dancing, dance. Spirits, that's like half the deck. The spirits want you to dance. That's, again, half the deck. They really want to talk to you, but they're not. They're trying to throw it all out at once. Small steps. Okay. Okay. Some of you have been asking the universe for help. You're not quite sure where to go, what to do. That's why it says follow your instincts. Okay. But this card says the camel boy, small steps, asking for help. Okay. So maybe you've asked the universe for help, you've asked God for help, but they say throw it down. Throw it down. But maybe, you know, you haven't asked like your friends and family still in the physical. They are letting you know. I get, if you have been in stagnancy, group 3, the Sun Dancers came out for a reason. You know, celebrate where you are right now, even if things seem really grim. Even if you're going through a hard time, you know, there is still abundance around you. There's dancing in this card, and then this little boy is playing an instrument in this card. Listen to some music. Turn on some music and dance. What's holding back what you want is all the stagnancy. And when we're stuck in our heads, that's where we get a lot of stagnancy. If we're stuck in our heads and it's paralyzing to us, we're going to have stagnancy. If we're not sure where to move, we're going to have stagnancy. So turn on some music and dance. Shake it out of you. Play an instrument. Get yourself going and moving. And that is going to clear those blocks. And don't forget to ask for help. You can ask, you know, if you have asked people here in physical and they haven't been able to help you, ask the spirits around you. You have loved ones that have passed on that are around you, that are so close to you. They're just a breath away. All you have to do is call upon them and ask them for help. Tell them what you're wanting to work on, what you need help with, and they will help you. They can guide you to the right person. They can give you dreams on what you can do, because we got the third eye chakra. They can give you dreams on what to do. Yes, sisters of the seasons, cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. So you see, they are playing what looks to be the flute. So maybe you play the flute. There's two different cards that have somebody playing the flute, a wind instrument. Maybe you are like an air sign. Okay, but I get, look, she's got herself up in the clouds. Okay, I think that you're just struggling so much in your mental, but definitely not as bad as group 1 was. Okay, group 1 was pretty up there. It was hard to focus and concentrate for them. For you, you do seem a bit more grounded, but it's like I keep getting that you go round and around and around like a spiral, and it does say cycles of growth. Like, it doesn't seem like you're growing to yourself, but you are growing. You're learning still. You know, that is growth. If we are still learning, we are growing. Okay? Group 3. Let's pull one more card from this deck. See what else they have to... Let that fall. The Ice Queen. Yes, that's what I was saying about the stagnancy. The Ice Queen, look, it's like she's got her head frozen to the ground and she just can't move, and it's like paralyzing. It's like decision fatigue. Like I can do this and I can do that and I can do that and I don't know what to do. And I feel like there's tears swelling up. And the neighbor's dog starts barking. And that's what happened in group 1 too. I don't know if you came from group 1, but maybe group 1 might be helpful and beneficial if you watch it. Group 3, because you got kind of the same energy. It's just you don't really seem as up in the head. This one seems more in the body. But it says the Ice Queen, ideas preserved, non-action, and entitlement. Okay, don't mind the entitlement part. It's not part of the reading. What is part of the reading is the non-action and the fact that this is paralyzing you, where you can't progress and move because you just don't know what to do. And look at the bottom of the deck, the Horse King, assistance and control. They're saying you gotta loosen up. You gotta let them help lead you. Loosen up your control, group 3. You got loved ones that are just crying on the other side because they want to help you, but you haven't really asked them for help. Ask for assistance, please, and thank you. Manifestation on the bottom. You got friendship. Okay, look. Asking for help and assistance. Okay, and then we got friendship coming out. Ask your friends for help. Ask if somebody is able to help you. Even if it's not like, you know, asking them for money or something like that. Maybe it's a ride that you need somewhere. Ask them to help get you out of the house. Ask them to help you clean. You know, something that you might need. You feel trapped, but you don't realize how free you are. There is so much freedom to be able to decide what you can do. And maybe that's what makes you feel so paralyzed, is that you have all this freedom and you haven't taken control of the fact that you have so much freedom to be able to make decisions and to go with it. She's, you know, it looks like she's trapped in this cage here. But if you look closer, the key is right there, and the key is in her hand, okay? You have the ability to change anything in your life at any point in time. You just have to ask. And also, something else I wanted to make comments about, the Horse King. Horses are typically like, they are the spirit animal for freedom, okay? So maybe you just need to go for a ride somewhere. Maybe you just need to cuddle up with some animals somewhere. You know, we got birds here. Birds are so free. We've got a camel here, a horse. We have an owl, which stands for wisdom, you know. And I'm honestly surprised. I'm surprised that there isn't a squirrel in one of these cards, because a squirrel is like gathering resources, and you know, they run around and they gather up a bunch of nuts. You know, they're great at gathering resources together. And I think that's another of your spirit animals. But you know, you can ask multiple people for help, and there is nothing wrong with asking for help, but there is something wrong with struggling by yourself and not asking for help. Okay, group 3? Reflection. Okay, like maybe you're too worried about how it will look for you to ask for help. You also have the wrong view of yourself as well, as another message that I get. Now that might be a message for just some people, not for all. But you have like the wrong viewpoint on yourself. And it's not wrong to ask for help. We all have struggles. And, you know, honestly, there would be so many more people that would be more successful in their lives if they actually asked for help. And the most successful people out there, they're there because they've gotten help from other people. It wasn't just done by themselves, okay? They relied on friends. They relied on family. You know, they reached out. You have to speak up. Let it be known that you're in need of help. And don't worry so much about how you're going to look asking for help. Like, and the reflection with you feel trapped. You feel stuck, right? That's the reflection. That's the perspective that you have of yourself. But you're so free. There's freedom here. You're so free. You have the freedom of choice. And that is one of the greatest freedoms, is of choice. You get to choose what you want to do. The bottom of the deck was manifestation too. And after shuffling now, it says willpower. So, you know, you have the power, you have the ability to do what you want to do and to bring in what you want to bring in. Follow your instincts. Listen to that intuition of yours, because it's not going to steer you wrong. Ask people in the physical for help and ask the spirits for help. You would be surprised how many people are going to show up. You know, you're going to have animals showing up to help. You know, if you see animals and feel drawn to them, look into the animal symbolism, like what they would be trying to teach you, because animals are great teachers and they are very, very helpful in that way. The key is in your hands. Look into dragonflies. Dragonflies are very powerful, okay? And another thing about dragonflies is like they emerge, you know, you're going through like this transformation right now. And it seems really rough and it seems dark and you feel like you're alone, but you're not alone is the thing. There's resources that you're not seeing. And if you ask for help, it can help you with that perspective to be able to see better. And it, you know, getting ideas. Ask your friends. They might be full of ideas of what you can do. And I know I said dancing in the beginning, and look, start dancing. Group 3, dance. If you're already dancing and you're a dancer, dance more. Dance until you're sore. Get that stagnant energy out of your hips and out of your waist, okay? Look into like somatic shaking and stuff like that. Some belly dancing maybe, okay? But they really want you to move. They want you to get that energy flowing, and it will help with your ideas as well. But please ask for help from the people who are around you, okay? All right, group 3, I hope that that was helpful. I hope that that confirmed things that you needed confirmation on. I appreciate it very much that you watched my video, and I hope that I get to read for you again sometime in the future. I am gonna hop off here. I appreciate you so very much. You take care. Bye.